Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show.
As the smoke and dust gradually settled down, the pictures captured by satellites became clearer and clearer. The silhouettes of Su Lin and the purple links appeared on the various display screens and were broadcast live in front of the high-level Russian figures. Even not only the top leaders of Russia, but also the top leaders of other major human forces are starting the newly built global star chain, watching this peak battle between alien beasts. This is a terrifying battle between extreme kings and even world-destroying beasts. There are very few such battles in the world. Horror beasts of this level, as long as there is no death feud, will not fight for no reason, because in this cruel world, once injured in many cases, it will mean that other hunters will be given an opportunity. Even if it is a strange beast with a race and companions, it is prudent to engage in this kind of life and death duel. After all, the beasts that have really reached this level have a lot of cards, just like the purple lynx. In fact, it is not as good as Su Lin in terms of spiritual power, original power, and physical strength. But by burning the source of life, coupled with the killing and ferocity in its bones, its burst of combat power in a short period of time can support a battle with Surin for thousands of miles. So not to mention extreme king-level mutant creatures and world-destroying mutant creatures. Even shopping between high-level king-level mutant creatures is very rare, because even if the strength has the advantage of crushing, I can't guarantee that I will not be injured under the opponent's life. At this time, as the smoke and flying rocks fell, a miserable purple lynx and a blood-stained white wolf were clearly revealed on the images captured by the satellite. Many high-level human beings also clearly saw the center of the battlefield of the battle between the two sides. There is not a single intact place within a radius of 200 or 300 miles, and all of them have been destroyed by the aftermath of the energy of the two. Countless towering giant trees fell around in a mess, and several nearby high mountains collapsed under the collision of the purple lynx and Su Lin just now, turning them into dangerous mountains. As for the hundreds of miles from the Arctic border to here, several cities along the way were in Surin, and the violent wind, brought by the purple lynx running at full speed, destroyed an unknown number of houses and buildings. Neither of them targeted these humans, but just the aftermath killed an unknown number of humans. In addition, the tragic situation of the purple lynx also made many high-level human beings feel their eyelids twitching wildly. Bones, flesh, tendons, etc. There is almost nothing to see on this purple lynx, and because the blood is drained and the source of life is about to be exhausted, the purple lynx looks like a ghost skeleton with some skin and flesh. But even after hitting this point, this purple lynx still stood stubbornly and refused to fall down. In addition, the giant white wolf, which was about 30 meters in size, confronted the purple lynx out of thin air, at a distance of tens of thousands of meters. The distance of tens of thousands of meters may be a long distance for other species, but for them who can travel thousands of miles in a short period of time, it is an instant. The white wolf also had many wounds all over his body, but the injuries were obviously much lighter than those of the purple lynx. The two heaviest wounds were nothing more than the wound on the neck where half of the throat was cut, and the wound on the eye. The wound on the eye stretched directly from the forehead to the corner of the eye, with bone deep visible. However, the skull is the hardest part of Sulin's body. This wound did not cause fatal injuries, but only made Sulin look more and terrifying. Su Lin and the purple lynx had an aura that belonged only to the strong. Even if the purple lynx is so miserable, it still has this kind of aura and momentum. This is the power to kill from the mountain of corpses and the sea of blood. At this time, the purple lynx and Su Lin looked at each other from the air, and many of the latest 7th generation fighters, and thousands of third-rate, second-rate, and even first-rate mecha fighters had already arrived in the vicinity for dozens of miles. However, even these mecha fighters and the latest 7th generation fighters looked at these two terrifying beasts, at least at the limit king level, from a long distance, and did not dare to approach them in the slightest. Many mecha fighters and pilots of the 7th generation invincible fighters are using communication equipment to communicate in low voices. Even though they were tens of thousands of meters away from the white wolf and purple lynx, they didn't even dare to speak loudly, because the senses of alien beasts are very keen. Even if they are separated by tens of thousands of meters, they are still afraid of being detected by two alien beasts of at least the limit king level. At this time, radio frequencies and fluctuations are transmitted around by satellites in outer space. This purple lynx is obviously dying. The white wolf king in the North Pole is really too strong. Yes, this is at least the strength of the ultimate king level. We have miscalculated the strength of the white wolf king. With such a wolf king in the North Pole, I am afraid that it will completely become a forbidden area for humans. Purple. Do you remember that the mysterious Goo King in Siberia also had purple hair? My god. This purple lynx must have killed hundreds of thousands of troops alone in the southern border, and even beheaded more than 10 heads. The mysterious Goo King, who is close to the king-level mutant creature. No wonder they are so powerful. The duel between the mysterious Goo King and the Arctic Wolf King. This duel is almost the peak duel of alien beasts in our great Russia. It's just that the mysterious Goo King is still defeated. The fiasco of blood and bones has created the supreme glory of the White Wolf King. Many human beings are communicating in shocking communication. In the center of the communication equipment, almost all of these mecha fighters and pilots of the latest 7th generation fighters lined up tens of thousands of meters away are new humans. They have participated in the encirclement and suppression of terrorist mutant creatures several times. Therefore, the vision is much more vicious than ordinary people, and it can be clearly seen that this battle between at least the extreme kings has come to an end. But the more this time, the more nervous they are. After all, although this White Wolf King also has many terrifying wounds on his body, his combat power and aura are obviously still at their peak. If after hunting this purple lynx, the killing intent has not dissipated, and the killing spree begins in human society, what will they do to stop it? At that time, the group of mecha fighters and 7th generation fighters they were present at the scene probably had to shout the slogan, "Fight for humanity," and die in front of the White Wolf King. And this tense atmosphere is not only pervasive among the group of mech fighters and 7th generation fighter pilots who came here, but also among the high-level human beings watching behind the satellite live broadcast. At this time, a serious white man in the great Russian capital looked at the White Wolf King on the satellite screen and finally said in a deep voice to the assistants who followed him, "Order, let Marshal Bolton activate the highest red combat readiness. Let the 8 under his command be perfect." All the super mecha fighters were born and went to Siberia to prevent the White Wolf King from killing. When this order is given, the white man finally remained silent for a long time and continued to speak slowly. In addition, activate the Hand of God, and all nuclear weapons will rely on satellite positioning to lock the White Wolf King, just in case. This white man is Putin, who is also the supreme ruler of the entire Great Russian power. Resources in the entire Great Russia can be mobilized. At the same time, he enjoys all the resources of Great Russia, so he is naturally the strongest in Great Russia. However, like Mold, his strength is highly confidential and has never been disclosed to the outside world. Naturally, he has never been on the ranking list of new human powerhouses. But now, looking at the picture from the satellite in front of him, his expression is extremely serious. And directly open the last line of defense of Great Russia, and it is also the strongest line of defense, Hand of God. This is the nuclear weapon and plasma ballistic missile system that Russia spent a lot of money to hire a team of experts from the Science Alliance to build after the great changes in the world. The entire system has tens of thousands of nuclear weapons and thousands of plasma ballistic missiles. Once activated, it has the ability to destroy the world. When his assistant heard this order, his expression was filled with incomparable horror and shock. At this time, Surin and the Purple Lynx fought thousands of miles into Siberia, which caused great panic in human society. However, Su Lin and the Purple Lynx, who were the parties involved, looked at each other calmly across tens of thousands of meters. The eyes of the two sides intersected in mid-air. The Purple Lynx is native to Siberia. This place is different from the cold North Pole. Siberia is located in the plains and there are many species. After the great changes in the world, there are even more species that have the potential to be evil. But to grow up to now, it is the only one that has grown to the point where it can easily kill all species in Siberia. The rest of the monstrous species either died in the process of evolution or became the blood food of the rest of the hunters. However, the growth of the Purple Lynx is also full of hardships and bumps. During this period of time, it naturally felt the disadvantages of fighting alone, without helpers and groups. It is bound to be at a great disadvantage in the future competition of many mutant creatures for hegemony. So it planned to go to the Senhin North Pole to find its elder brother, but it never thought that it would encounter such a terrifying white wolf in the Senhin North Pole, let alone that its brother had long been buried in the Arctic ice field. Even today, it is afraid that it will go after its elder brother, but full of unwillingness and hatred, it is still unwilling to fall down even at the end of the road. It can fight again. Even if it dies, it will drag this white wolf to die. Under this resolute and tragic state of mind, the already miserable Purple Lynx let out a hoarse cry again. This tweet was no longer as powerful as it was at the beginning, and it didn't even feel sharp and piercing, it was just hoarse and powerless. However, accompanied by this neighing sound, this battlefield, which was originally a mess for hundreds of miles, suddenly set off an invisible but extremely violent mental fluctuation. This mental fluctuation directly forcibly deprived all the spiritual power of all species that set foot in a radius of 100 miles. Even the new human powerhouses, who control first-class meshes, have no resistance to this mental fluctuation. This mental wave is invisible, and the speed is extremely fast. In an instant, all species within a radius of hundreds of miles fell silent instantly. The 7th-generation fighter pilots and mecha fighters who were still watching and communicating in low voices stopped communicating instantly, and their eyes lost their expression. The manipulating mechs and 7th-generation fighter planes also fell from the midair downward like dumplings. In addition, even the alien species who were hiding more than 10 kilometers away to watch were all deprived of their flexibility and fell helplessly on the edge of this messy battlefield. Only some powerful alien species are still roaring to resist this mental wave, but the greater the resistance, the greater the strength of this mental fluctuation. I don't know how many alien species who resisted. Their bodies and heads were directly blasted under this mental wave. Not only was the spirit and soul power stripped away, but even the pure energy contained in the flesh and blood in the body quickly rushed towards the purple lynx. This mental fluctuation also made Su Lin's eyes flash with a fierce light. He didn't expect that this purple lynx would fight back to the point where it is now, and it would be desperate to fight back. This made Su Lin's killing intent explode again. Another double sound of serious Xiaoyu. This is the last time of Su Lin's sonic talent. The double sound wave of serious Xiaoyu directly dispersed the spirit and soul power carried by this invisible mental wave, but there are still quite a few flocking towards the purple lynx. At the same time, whether it's the mental fluctuations of the purple lynx or Surin's serious Xiaoyu, they all make this battlefield that has just been completely dusted once again set off endless turmoil. Boom. The sound waves of the double serious Xiaoyu swept across more than 100 miles, and suddenly a huge cloud of sound wave mushrooms rose into the sky. This sound of serious Xiaoyu was not inferior to the killing range of nuclear weapons, and even more powerful than nuclear weapons. The rocks collapsed, and several dangerous mountains exploded, accompanied by the huge impact sound. The purple lynx's already miserable body flew out directly under the sound waves of howling wolves. In mid-air, it looks like duckweed in the water. It's just that the spiritual power that has deprived countless species is still surging towards the purple lynx. The purple lynx's eyes flashed with an incomparably crazy expression again. It said to kill the white wolf today, so it will be killed. It was extremely miserable, even though its body was constantly bursting into pieces of flesh and bones under the sound waves of howling wolves. The madness in its eyes did not diminish at all. As the spirit and soul power surged more and more, it let out the last roar of this life. Roar. This roar was hoarse and decisive, and it also reproduced the sharp and piercing sound like metal friction, like a rolling magic sound pouring into the brain. Accompanied by this roar, the fragments of the purple gold body scattered around by Su Lin also floated in the air again, and then mixed with the gathered spiritual power. A huge talisman-like square seal with a length of 200 to 300 meters was formed. This square seal is extremely dark, with an extremely strong breath of death. After the huge talisman-like square seal appeared, the air in this area became distorted. This square seal contains the most peak energy fluctuations today. This is not talent, this is the last card of the purple lynx. Death contract. In fact, the acquisition time of the purple lynx secret bone and secret technique is very short, and it was obtained only a few days ago. It smashed through the entire Siberia, and after killing more than a dozen near-king level mutant creatures, and the energy essence of the entire sea of mutant flowers, it condensed into a secret bone in its body. Every secret technique has a power far beyond the comprehension of the current world. If it is the power of innate power, if it only surpasses the cognition of science and technology, then the power of the secret technique is beyond the cognition of the rules, because each secret technique not only contains vast energy, but also contains the power of rules and laws. So even if it is a superclass new species, not everyone can have the secret technique. At this time, in order to support the development of this secret technique, the purple lynx was trembling all over, and its vitality and source of life were also rapidly overdrawn. Su Lin also felt the slightest threat from this extremely dark and huge square seal. He looked at the huge square seal that had locked onto him and was attacking him from mid-air, and he also ground his fangs, his wolf eyes revealing endless, fighting intent. Immediately afterwards, the 9 silver moons on the back flashed the most dazzling silver fluorescence, and then the phantom of the 9 silver moons appeared in the sky in an instant. Now Siberia has entered the afterglow of the setting sun, and the glory of the sun is no longer there. Therefore, the brilliance emitted by the 9 silver moons is extremely dazzling at this moment. It seemed like a real 9 rounds of silver moon across the sky. Originally, after the huge talisman square seal of the purple lynx appeared, all the high-level human beings before the satellite shooting were very shocked. However, since many people have witnessed the battle with the bloodthirsty python, they still have some understanding of the ability of this mutant creature, above the limit king level. It is known that mutant creatures of this level possess some unimaginable abilities. However, when the 9 silver moons turned across the sky, this almost unreal scene appeared, which made many human beings seem to be at a standstill at this moment. This also made them refresh their understanding of the terrifying combat power of this white wolf king again. World extinct beast. At this time, this idea emerged in the hearts of all the high-level human beings because of such a vast and unreal scene, in their eyes, only mutant creatures of the extermination level can achieve it. Next, accompanied by an earth-shattering wolf howl, the white wolf king figure suddenly disappeared out of thin air, and then came directly under the black square seal, and collided fiercely with this square seal, under the blessing of 9 rounds of silver moon, and silver light boom. Because the energy fluctuations of the collision between the two sides were too violent, the picture taken by the satellite was completely white in an instant, and nothing could be seen. Even many signals without the blessing of Starlink were disturbed by this energy fluctuation, and directly turned into a black screen. Such energy fluctuations, under the Starlink detector, have surpassed the largest nuclear weapon currently available to mankind, and it is also concentrated in such a small area, which means that its lethality is much more terrifying than nuclear weapons. It's like a force of 100 tons, spread out, may only be able to shake 100 tons of steel, but if you concentrate on one point, you will be invincible. So the attack of the White Wolf King and the Purple Lynx has surpassed the peak of human technology. Boom! The glare of the white light covered everything. Billowing energy fluctuations swept across a range of hundreds of miles. Mountains and rocks collapsed, and dust and smoke rose everywhere. Surprise! In this unparalleled collision, Su Lin also used his own secret technique. After obtaining the Great Gap, Su Lin knew through experiments that it was a secret attack technique that contained some spatial laws. After using it, you can instantly move tens of thousands of meters or even tens of thousands of meters. Within this range, Jin Honghua Gap carries the laws of space and ultimate power, making it invincible. It's just that the energy consumption in the gaping gap is too huge, and it almost needs to completely consume the energy stored in the secret bone. If you want to use it again, you have to spend a long time to refill the energy in the secret bone. Therefore, in the secret technique, any new species is used for the last fight. At this moment in the air, Fang Yin and Su Lin collided head-on. With the invincible strength, even the black square seal that the purple lynx had tried its best to condense. After a moment of stalemate, it shattered and turned into countless black fragments. It's just that even after the black square seal shattered, the center of the collision was still a vast expanse of whiteness, and the aura was extremely chaotic, so no one could see clearly what happened. Until the body of Surin Wolf crashed to the ground from mid-air, the white energy radiance still hadn't dissipated. After going on for more than 10 minutes, the aftermath of the energy at the center of the dazzling collision gradually dissipated, and the 9 silver full moons in the sky gradually blurred until they disappeared. At this time, many high-level human beings before the satellite shooting also saw the White Wolf King and Purple Lynx after the white light dissipated. The already miserable Purple Lynx, under this collision, the head containing endless spiritual power has been cracked, and the blood-filled eyes have also exploded. The 3-meter body fell on a pile of rubble, and the dead could not die anymore. And the silver original power all over the body of the White Wolf King rose for a full 30 to 40 meters. The tyrannical breath fluctuations caused the falling and splashing gravel in mid-air to shatter immediately within a few hundred meters. Such a tyrannical aura and rising boundless power are all telling a fact very clearly. The Arctic White Wolf has won. The mysterious Goo King who once stirred up the boundless situation in Siberia has officially fallen. But at the same time, it also means that a new world-destroying beast has been born. The pressure of human beings to survive and maintain the overlord of the earth has become a bit heavier again. This made all the high-level human beings look at the pictures taken by the satellite with solemn expressions and said nothing. At this time, after the dust had settled, Su Lin's huge wolf body stood majestically on the Siberian plain, and his eyes, which were still filled with some silver fluorescent light, looked around. Within a radius of 100 or 200 miles, due to the secret skill duel between him and the Purple Lynx just now, almost not a single blade of grass grew. This time the duel with the Purple Lynx was almost the strongest battle that Surin had ever encountered. His huge wolf body felt a bit of shocking pain in his internal organs during the collision just now, and there was a bit of fishy sweetness in his mouth. Fortunately, The healing talent was working passively, recovering his injuries. Several light gray message reminders also appeared in front of my eyes. Showdown of talent, fight in blood, move thousands of miles. Combat rating, SS. This battle rating, SS. Obtain 10 recovery potions, 10 blood burning potions, and 100 evolution potions. This battle rating has reached SS. To be honest, Su Lin has not seen a battle rating for a long time. He didn't even show up to kill the Kuanglai Tianying last time. Fortunately, this battle rating gave Su Lin a very generous reward. The recovery potion and the blood burning potion are all his trump cards. As for the evolution medicine, it is urgently needed. There are 100 evolution medicines, which can support Su Lin for a long time. After traveling thousands of miles, from the depths of the Arctic ice sheet to the Siberian plains, this purple lynx was completely killed. The battle rating of SS is also worthy of this tragic fight, which is much more difficult than the last time he killed the Kuanglai Tianying. In today's era, the new species that dominate one side and the surviving species, the combat power they possess is really different. After completely exterminating the purple lynx, Su Lin walked towards the small body of the purple lynx from the gravel and dust and smoke. The current body of the purple lynx is only 3 meters in size, and a lot of flesh and blood have been blown away in the battle, and the blood has been drained during the chase along the way. Whether it's blood or flesh, the purple lynx contains terrifying energy, so the flesh and blood splashed along the way. Don't know which species will be cheaper, but the ones that contain the most energy must still be the essence and secret bones of the purple lynx, as well as the black square seal that was just shattered. Su Lin's majestic mental power surged in an instant and spread directly for dozens of miles around, collecting all the scattered pieces of the black square seal. The wonderful use of vigorous spiritual power will become more powerful in the later stage. Nowadays, Su Lin's powerful mental power can not only be used to communicate, deter, kill enemies, etc., but also collect and carry things extremely fast. Under the vigorous mental strength, it didn't take a moment for the huge black square seal fragments to be collected together. There are thousands of pieces of these black square seal fragments, which not only contain most of the spiritual power and life source of the purple lynx, but also contain the spiritual power of all species with a radius of hundreds of miles, so the energy contained in it cannot be underestimated. After collecting these black square blocks, Surin's sharp claws directly pulled out the heart of the purple lynx, exuding strong purple fluorescence. The essence of the lynx family is the heart. He had already beheaded an unknown number of alien lynxes, so he was very clear about this. He used an evolution potion, and after waiting for the cold energy to spread all over the wolf's body, he swallowed the essence without hesitation. However, because the purple lynx has overdrawn too much of its life essence, the heart is already very shriveled, and the taste is not as good as the essence of the golden lemming and the thundering eagle, but compared to the essence parts of other heterogeneous species, it is still very good. The mellow aroma in the mouth fills the whole taste buds. Next, after swallowing it, it turned into billowing energy to supplement Su Lin's huge consumption of traveling thousands of miles. Several light gray message prompts popped up in front of my eyes. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the essence of Xiaoling Tianlin and gaining 450,000 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for extracting the remaining talent essence from the essence of Xiaoling Tianlin and obtaining 3 talent serums. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the new species of Xiaoling Tianlin and gaining an additional 2,000 evolution points. The essence of this purple lynx directly provided Su Lin with more than 400,000 evolution points. Compared to other heterogeneous essence parts, this is a huge amount. However, more than 400,000 evolution points are not too much for Su Lin now. The biggest gain from eating the essence now is the talent serum. As long as there are enough talent serums, Su Lin can also obtain new talents, and can continue to strengthen the protection of light to the next level. Even for new species with original power, talent is still a very important trump card. After eating the essence of the purple lynx, I directly obtained 3 talent serums in one go, which is a surprise. Next, Su Lin didn't leave directly, and ate the flesh and blood of the purple lynx and the pieces of the black square seal on the spot. Now all species within a radius of 100 or 200 kilometers have been directly shaken to death by the aftermath of the energy just now. Therefore, even if he is not in the territory of wolves, even if Su Lin's powerful senses can feel the fluctuations of satellite electromagnetic waves around him, he still has no fear. During this period of time, Su Lin has learned a lot about the current peak technology killer of human beings. These technological killers do not pose much threat to him now. And now that humans and wolves have different paths, in the future, wolves will have an unprecedented battle with humans in the struggle for the crossing of all things. So if human beings really bothered him, Su Lin didn't mind teaching them a painful lesson first. If he doesn't come to provoke him, he is not going to tear himself apart with humans for the time being. After all, the wolf pack has yet to develop. Whether it is the number or the savings of the wolves, it is far from enough to support a decisive battle with humans. Moreover, human beings have been the overlord of the earth for so many years, and they are a species with extremely high intelligence. Presumably, all major forces will have some strong cards. In addition, the most important thing is that Su Lin was a human being in his previous life, and after all, he still has some recognition for human beings in his heart. Until the last moment, he didn't want to fight to the death with humans. But if it comes to the last moment of the real struggle of all things, whoever hinders himself from reaching the top is the strongest. Whoever hinders the wolves from becoming the overlord of the world, whoever is his life and death enemy. The road to the strongest was originally paved with blood and corpses. In this thought, Surin tore off a piece of flesh from the purple lynx's abdomen. This flesh and blood is also very shriveled due to being overdrawn with too much life essence. However, this piece still weighs a full 30 to 40 catties, and after one bite, several light gray message prompts popped up before Su Lin's eyes. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the flesh and blood of Xialing Tianlin and gaining 4,500 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the new species of Xialing Tianlin and gaining an additional 1,500 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the flesh and blood of Xialing Tianlin and gaining 4,497 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the new species of Xialing Tianlin and gaining an additional 1,000 evolution points. Su Lin took about 30 to 40 catties in one bite, and most of the current evolutionary points are calculated on a catty basis. So go on with this mouthful. Popped up dozens of light gray message prompts. The evolution value provided by the flesh and blood of the purple lynx is higher than that of the thunder eagle. For the first time, it has a full 4,500 points, which means that even this purple lynx with a body size of only 3 meters can at least give itself thousands of evolution points. The essence is enough to support him to be promoted again. In addition, the ones that contain the most energy are the thousands of pieces of large and small black square seals. Su Lin selected 2 pieces that are about 1 meter square in size. He directly crushed it with his fangs and swallowed it into his stomach. After entering the belly, the devouring power was running rapidly, and soon Surin felt a huge amount of energy spreading in the wolf pack. This energy is not only supplementing the energy consumption of the wolf body during the thousands of miles of chasing battles, but also quickly supplementing the spiritual power and original power. This made Su Lin's eyes brighten. Sure enough, the fragments of the black square seal are the biggest gain from hunting this purple lynx this time. The energy contained in this jet black square seal fragment is enormous. Just one piece provided Su Lin with hundreds of essences, and also supplemented a lot of Su Lin's consumption. After swallowing the 2 pieces of the pitch black square seal into his stomach, the huge billowing energy made Su Lin feel 7 to 8% full, which made him stop eating. The 2 jet black square seal fragments provided Su Lin with more than 200 evolutionary essences, which was a big step for his next promotion. At this time, Su Lin jumped up and came to a huge pile of rubble. He directly ran the limit field of vision and found that there was a mess in a radius of 200 to 300 miles. Most of the species were killed by the aftermath of the energy, and some were just broken limbs. Even the latest 7th generation fighter planes and mechs that fell from midair were torn to shreds in the terrifying energy fluctuations just now. Only in the area beyond 200 or 300 miles away, there are still hundreds of thousands of human troops guarding several cities, facing their own direction and waiting. It's just obvious that the soldiers of these troops were very flustered, and they saw the tyrannical energy fluctuations and the soaring Yinlenguguyun just now. In addition to these fighters, there are also many citizens in the city who are watching towards him with various observation instruments. Su Lin's current limit field of vision can be extended 700 or 800 miles away, and he can see these human movements without any equipment at all. But after looking at it for a while, he withdrew his gaze. To be honest, after looking around, Su Lin found that this Siberian plain far surpassed the Senhan Arctic in terms of the number of species and the livability. If the wolves can occupy this land, the future development speed will reach a new stage. Just occupying it by force will attract the desperate resistance of these humans. After all, when the long-standing homeland is invaded and seized, let alone human beings, any ethnic group will desperately resist. Although Su Lin is fearless, but the wolves want to rule this area for a long time and have to deal with turbulent resistance all the time. It is impossible to develop with peace of mind. So Su Lin planned to go back and ask Sander to plan how to enter Siberia. Whether it is using the internal power of human beings, or coercing and luring human beings to migrate on their own, in Su Lin's eyes, it is better than capturing by force. Because today's wolves, no matter in terms of strength or number, have never been strong enough to kill the entire Siberian plains of humans. In Su Lin's thinking, he didn't intend to stay here too much after withdrawing his gaze. After all, this is not the territory of wolves, and after hunting the purple lynx, whether it is the flesh of the purple lynx or the fragments of the black square seal, they all contain abundant pure energy. Now, with the aftermath of the war just now, no one side dares to make the slightest move. If you stay for a long time, it is inevitable that some people will not be able to restrain the temptation in their hearts. People die for money, birds die for food. This has been the case since ancient times. The purple lynx and the invincible tiger have appeared in the Siberian plain. There are no more powerful hunters hiding. Although Su Lin was fearless, he didn't want to waste his physical strength and original power in vain. After all, many talents have been used, even secret techniques have been used. If there is another big battle, Su Lin may have to use the bottom cards of the bottom of the box, such as the blood-burning potion and the recovery potion. Thinking like this, Su Lin didn't hesitate anymore. Take these fragments of the black square seal with your mighty mental strength, and prepare to return to the North Pole. On the way back, no matter whether it was the high-level human beings, in front of the satellite shots, or the trembling human troops guarding the city, they all looked at Su Lin's huge wolf body, and felt their hearts tremble. Because no one knows whether this mighty white wolf king will start killing in the human world. Once the massacre is launched, who can stop it in the slightest? At this time, Marshal Bolton, who was leading the 8 perfect level mecha fighters, was still on his way. Even the soldiers and commanders of many human troops, after witnessing the boundless power of the White Wolf's 9 full moons across the sky, they also wondered in their hearts that even if Marshal Bolton and the 8 perfect level mecha fighters were all present, how could they do anything to get rid of this terrifying White Wolf? Next, on Su Lin's unhurried return, he came to a city inhabited by humans, but those troops guarding the city were all looking at the White Wolf King with panic and fear, and while trembling, he gave way to a wide road for the White Wolf King to pass through. In the second army of Mold's direct lineage, Surin also saw Flashing Star, and the puppet mold he was manipulating. During this period of time, Flash Star once again made a big breakthrough in strength, reaching the peak of level 15, and is about to be promoted to level 16. It can be seen that in human society, relying on Mold's identity has also obtained a lot of resources, and the speed of improvement is not slower than that of wolves. And the hair is soft and shiny, and the mental state is also very good. So Su Lin also let go of his heart. Next, the majestic spiritual force gathered into a line, and had a special exchange with Shan Xing for a moment. After the powerful mental power is gathered into a line, even if there are other strong mental powers in this area, they can't detect the hints in this spiritual power. At this time, Flashing Star saw the Wolf King, and his spirit fluctuated, obviously very excited. He had a lot to say, but he still picked the key points, and reported to the Wolf King. The main reason is the current situation in the Siberian theater. There are millions of troops in Siberia, and Shining Star controls more than 300,000 troops that Mold can directly command. In the future, when the Wolf King enters Siberia, these 300,000 people can serve as internal support. As for the Siberian folk, there are also many forces, large and small. However, most of these forces are mobs and talkative people. They may say that they will live and die with their homeland, but as soon as the wolves cross the Arctic border, these people will kneel down. So these folk forces are nothing to worry about. There is also the matter of human technological level. During this period of time, Flashing Star, relying on his status as the commander-in-chief of Mold Siberia, learned that the peak level of human science and technology has once again made an unprecedented breakthrough. Under the dual pressure of the Theological Alliance and mutant creatures, the 7th generation 2.0 version of the fighter has been developed, which can be equipped with super ion laser waves, which can effectively kill ordinary king-level mutant creatures. It's just that the production cost is too expensive and the production process is extremely complicated. At present, like the perfect armor, it cannot be mass-produced. In addition, the ultimate armor above the perfect armor has been developed, but there is too little news about the ultimate armor, and even Mold's level of identity has only heard a couple of hearsay gossip. In addition to these, during the conversation between Flashing Star and the Wolf King, he asked about the Red Tail, Moon Fox and Arctic Fox clan. After all, Flashing Star still misses the ethnic group very much, especially Red Tail and Moon Fox. In its heart, Red Tail and Moon Fox are equivalent to the mother who raised it, and the sisters who played together. After being away from the wolves for such a long time, Shang will naturally miss them in his heart. During the short exchange between Su Lin and Shang they told Shang that everything was fine. Also tell Shining Star that he will drop 2 fragments of the black square somewhere on the border of the North Pole. At that time, Flashing Star can pick it up by itself. In human society, Shining Star may be able to rely on Mold's identity to dominate, but this kind of truly top-notch pure energy can never be obtained. Flashing Star is the second Arctic silver fox in the pack. Whether in human society or in wolves, Su Lin hopes that Flashing Star can quickly improve his own strength. The black square seal pieces, in addition to being Su Lin's reward to Shan Xing during this period, also contained his love for Shi Xing. After all, he watched Flashing Star grow from a little Arctic fox step by step to the present. Every intelligent species is not a plant. After getting along for a long time, they will naturally have more or less feelings. Oh, Flashing Star affectionately responded to the Wolf King with mental fluctuations. Then it and the tense-looking followers around it watched the huge wolf body of the Wolf King drift away. Su Lin turned back to the North Pole at a slow speed. But compared to humans, even if this speed is not fast, it is still 200 to 300 meters per second. Wherever you walk, there will be bursts of screams, caused by excessive speed rubbing against the air. Today's Su Lin can actually eliminate this screaming sound of air friction through the power of the source. It just consumes some original power, which makes him lazy to do it all the time. Only when it is necessary to activate the hidden talent and carry out raids and kills will the original power be wasted to eliminate the screaming sound caused by this air friction. At a speed of 200 to 300 meters per second, when Surin just turned back to the Arctic border, he saw the Arctic tern with wings spread and tracking. Now the Arctic tern is being hunted and intercepted by human troops on the border. The energy fluctuations displayed by the Arctic tern on the radar detection instrument have also reached the level of mutant creatures near the king level. Mutated creatures of this level usually need 1 or 2 field brigades to hunt and force them back. However, since the Arctic border has just been attacked by the White Wolf King and the Purple Lynx, all defensive measures are in chaos, and the most elite troops have been dispatched to guard the city and the territory. As a result, even if there is only 1 Arctic tern, the border of Siberia will be disturbed again. Chirp, a sound wave tweeted, shattering dozens of armed helicopters and fighter planes. The Arctic tern is already in the middle and late stages of level 31, and the original power has begun to brew in its body. In terms of strength, it is only 1 step behind the Golden Lemming, not to mention it has air supremacy. Therefore, even if these remnants and defeated brave soldiers resist desperately, they will not be able to cause any damage to Arctic Yanu at all. As Su Lin approached, these troops became even more flustered. However, after receiving the information from the territory, he quickly made way for the White Wolf King, who slaughtered the mysterious Gu King. And the Arctic tern screamed excitedly when they saw that their Wolf King was safe and sound. Even amidst the excited screams, he still restlessly raised a gust of wind with his huge wings, helping the Wolf King clear away the blind humans along the way. Immediately after, the Arctic tern flat its wings and flew to the right side of Surin. This kind of behavior made the remaining humans on the border roughly aware that this Arctic tern was a subordinate of the White Wolf King. This made these human troops panic even more, because no one knows what unforeseen things will happen in the next moment. They may have never seen the peak confrontation between the White Wolf King and the Purple Lynx hundreds of miles away, but they really saw the red alarm on the radar detection instrument, and they also saw the lightning-like invincible speed of the White Wolf King and the Purple Lynx. At that speed, the gust of wind alone can destroy countless heavy tanks and low-flying gunships. Facing such a White Wolf King, with the combat power of their troops, they would simply die. Fortunately, the huge White Wolf King, who looked like a prehistoric monster, just stood there, scanned the audience for a while, and then left with the Arctic tern. There has never been any horrific and massacre, but everyone in the audience just felt like they were walking through the gate of hell. After the White Wolf King took the Arctic tern away gradually, many people couldn't help panting. Many people even collapsed on the ground after they suddenly relaxed because they had held their breath for too long. And among this group of human troops, there are naturally some passionate young people full of dreams and ambitions. Looking at Su Lin's back, there are endless flames of dreams rising in their eyes. Arctic Wolf King. This is the strength of the Arctic Wolf King. Alone can shock hundreds of thousands of troops. They are also fantasizing that one day, they can have such strength, and then lead humans to defeat alien beasts, suppress theological alliances, and re-establish their status as the overlord of the human world. It's just that all of this is just wishful thinking in their minds after all. After many human troops watched the White Wolf King and the Arctic tern leave, it took a long time for them to recover from the fear and shock. Following closely behind the commanders of the major troops, looking at the messy battlefield, They just ordered their soldiers to start cleaning the battlefield in a somewhat depressed mood. As for them, they all walked silently to the communication department built by their respective troops, and reported to the military committee of the Siberia theater what happened on the Arctic border today. The high-level human beings of all major forces were relieved to see that the White Wolf King did not start killing in the satellite footage, but calmly walked into the North Pole, where there was no signal. No matter what, it is best for them that the White Wolf King did not start killing in human society. At this time, as Celine returned to the ice and snow again, and the North Pole, where the cold wind was howling, the human society and the border forces gradually returned to their former peace. And Su Lin, who returned to the North Pole, found that the snowstorm in the North Pole was really intensifying, and many icebergs and large bushes were pushed up by the snowstorm. There are several almost earth-shattering snow-colored tornadoes sweeping across the entire North Pole. This tornado ravages everything, and the terrifying fluctuations it carries have already begun to kill alien species of around 20 levels. Looking at such a blizzard, Su Lin's eyes were a little dignified. The Arctic is a territory ruled by wolves. After experiencing such a terrifying blizzard, many species may die again. This will also make future expansion of the wolves more difficult. Even this cold current is still spreading towards Siberia, Greenland, northern Canada and other regions. When passing through the Siberian border, Surin already felt that the temperature there was not inferior to that in the Arctic Circle, but the terrifying snowstorm had not yet ravaged. Under the intensifying blizzard, Su Lin and Bebe Yenu had a brief exchange, and learned that the little lone wolf, cousin and Red Tail were also on their way, so they speeded up. After all, Su Lin and Bebe Yanu are not afraid of these blizzards, but their cousin, wolf sister, and even wolf father are obviously unable to withstand this level of blizzard. They are all the confidants who have followed him for the longest time, and are also the most trusted, so naturally they don't want to see them get hurt too much. Time ticked by as Surin and the Arctic turned back. Time passed quickly, and in a flash it was a few days later. Su Lin and the top echelon of the wolves had already returned to the Cave of the Wolves in the Land of Adventures. During this period of time, in order to resist the increasingly fierce snowstorm, Sander also led a human team to build a lot of solid triangular model igloos with purchased materials. This igloo is much stronger than the random ones built at the beginning. Let alone a snowstorm, even heavy tanks and multiple rapid fire shells can withstand a lot of rounds. Now humans occupy a part of each igloo, and the other 9 wolves also occupy a part. All species hid in igloos, ice caves or caves to avoid the violent snowstorm, and the captive prey in the Land of Adventures were also driven by the wolves into several huge ice walls to avoid the wind and snow. However, when all members of the wolf pack were avoiding the snowstorm, the satellite shot video about the fight between Su Lin and the purple lynx in human society was uploaded to the internet by someone who cared. It caused an uproar just after uploading it. No matter which human camp it is in, this video is being circulated wildly. Everyone was talking wildly on the internet about the strength of the White Wolf King and the purple lynx. Today's network was restored more than a year ago. It's just that the internet has become exclusive to the middle class, and it is no longer an entertainment activity that everyone can participate in. After all, after the great changes in the world, it costs more to maintain the network signal, so the network fee has become very expensive. The most important thing is that the top needs more people from the bottom to build society and join the army. As a spiritual poison network, it has been ordered to prohibit the spread of it at the bottom. Originally, these middle-class people seldom waste too much time on online media, but this video was so shocking that many people posted their comments and opinions below the video. This made this video instantly popular on the homepages of major media apps and browsers. It's too crazy. Why is this purple lynx so powerful that it hasn't been ranked in the Alien Beast Danger Index before? What's going on? The strength of the polar white wolf is beyond people's imagination. Have you seen the speed in the video? Thousands of meters per second. The gust of wind chasing at full speed alone is enough to tear apart a heavy tank made of special steel. Such a terrifying beast. How do we humans fight against it? Join the Theological Alliance. Science is dead, and theology is our final destination. Only theology can protect us all. Stop talking. Jerusalem just wants to use our faith to trick us into slavery and want us to be dogs. If you are not free, you would rather die. Science is the cornerstone of human beings. Now there are the latest 7th generation fighters, and perfect level mecha fighters. We humans will eventually overcome everything, win this difficult war, and defend the status of the Earth's hegemon. I hope that when you face the White Wolf King with a long howl and 9 rounds of silver moons will sweep across the sky, you can still say this sentence that we will eventually overcome everything. These popular discussions on the internet have shocked many people, and they are all thinking about what will happen to human beings once they lose their status as the overlord of the earth in the future. Do you really want to become the blood food of these terrifying mutant creatures? Is it like the hundreds of millions of human beings living in purgatory in India, who are kept in captivity by snakes? Just when this comment made many people feel shocked and confused about the future, the Theological Alliance, which was originally suppressed by the major human forces, is once again present, advocate that science is dead, and theology should be established. Only theology can protect thousands of people of mankind. This news immediately caused many people, who lost their confidence to head towards the Holy Land of Jerusalem, as if they were holding on to the last straw. Only the people of the Dragon Kingdom, who seldom believe in Christianity, God, Judaism, Christianity and other religions, have no turmoil, still silently building his own country, also silently accumulating strength, preparing the army for war. Nowadays, in order to suppress the panic caused by this video, all major human forces have ordered the entire network to ban this video. It's just that it has already fermented to the whole network, and it's too late to ban it. It is also this video that makes most of the human beings know how strong the top group of horrific mutant creatures are. World-destroying level. This Arctic Wolf King has definitely reached the world-destroying level. Why hasn't the alien beast dangerous command list been updated? I heard that there are too many mutant creatures of the world-killing level emerging now. Those mutant creatures that ranked at the top all entered the world-killing level. The list includes not only alien beasts, but also other mutant creatures. So that's it. I said why the Alien Beast Danger Index list hasn't been updated for nearly half a year. Ray ranking the list of Alien Beast Danger Index is another hot topic of discussion. Nowadays, the discussion and attention caused by the video of the battle between Su Lin and the Purple Lynx has reached its peak, and it has also caused many additional topics. Many topics are very hot. It can be said that the whole world is watching. Not only the major human forces, but even the Science Alliance have publicly commented on the strength of the White Wolf King and the Ray ranking of the Alien Beast Danger Index list. An elder in the Science Alliance, who specializes in the combat power of alien beasts, commented on the official Facebook page, "The strength of the White Wolf King is indeed terrifying and abnormal. It has surpassed the King level, and the Purple Lynx that he is fighting has reached at least the limit." King level. Even Russian officials have confirmed that the Purple Lynx is the mysterious Goo King that appeared in Siberia some time ago. In addition, we do need to redefine the mutant creature risk index list, but we still need detailed speculation on the combat power of top mutant creatures from all over the world. The latest mutant creature risk index ranking list will be officially released at the beginning of next month. This is the only authoritative official statement, which is much more reliable than other guesses, and it caused a huge sensation as soon as the statement came out. The Arctic Wolf King has really reached the level of extermination. Even the Purple Lynx has reached the ultimate king level, and it is even the mysterious Goo King, who stirred up boundless turmoil in the Siberian plain some time ago. In addition, the list of mutated biological danger indexes will be officially released early next month. Once the list of mutated creatures danger indexes is released, it means that high-level human beings and scientific research institutions will fully disclose the horror of these mutated creatures to the world. At that time, in order to avoid panic and to verify the confidence of all human beings, they will definitely use some mutant creatures on the list to prove the strength of human beings. So this also made many people know that a new round of confrontation between humans and mutant creatures is about to officially start. At that time, I am afraid that the battle will be bloody. Whether human beings can retain their status as the world's hegemon depends on the confrontation in the future. But at this time, the latest hot news suddenly shocked everyone. Originally ranked third in the Alien Beast Danger Index list, the speedy golden wither was included in the Holy Land of Jerusalem today, and became the bird guardian of the Theological Alliance. With such an eye-catching headline, and such a publicity news, it is impossible not to become a hit. Fast golden wither. This is a bird and beast that has attracted the attention of thousands of people since the great change of the world. It is also a terrifying alien beast that has no ethnic group and only exists alone. It ranks third in the Alien Beast Danger Index list based on its own strength, which is enough to prove its unparalleled strength. In the eyes of everyone, in terms of its own strength alone, the speedy gold can rival the mysterious sea monster and the bloodthirsty python. This hot news broke out from the overwhelming video spread about the White Wolf King and the Purple Lynx, and attracted the attention of many people. People have never thought that the Theological Alliance can not only recruit new human beings and top leaders in various industries, but even alien beasts of this level can be recruited into it. That's a lightning fast golden Wither, would you submit to the Theological Alliance? In the eyes of most people, even if they wiped out the Theological Alliance in a fit of rage, with their superhuman strength, it would not cause such a storm of public opinion like today. Why did this happen? Does the Theological Alliance really have something that makes these strange beasts crazy? There was a top new human powerhouse, and was astonished after seeing the news. I can't believe it. This world is so crazy. I can't understand it anymore. There are also octogenarians who sighed, talking to themselves incessantly. Theological Alliance. Is there really such a thing as theology? Speedy Golden Wither, there's been too little news about it these years, so I don't know its specific strength, but it can be imagined to be the strongest beast in the same period as the bloodthirsty python, and now its combat power is extremely terrifying. Under this hot news, there are also many comments, and there are even many comments from real-name certified industry leaders. The news of this sudden birth shocked people no less than the video of the peak battle between the Arctic Wolf King and the mysterious Goo King. At this time, under the bombardment of repeated heavyweight news, people began to become uneasy, and signs of turmoil were quietly spreading in human society. Under this monstrous public opinion, the major human forces that were originally in a dominant position felt boundless pressure, especially the swift Golden Wither. That was a terrifying beast that was as famous as the bloodthirsty python and the mysterious sea monster back then, is the well-deserved king of the sky. Such a strange beast joined the Theological Alliance, and the shock it brought to human society was epic. The belief in science in the hearts of countless people collapsed at this moment. People are heading towards the Holy Land of Jerusalem, trying to accept the asylum of Jerusalem and the Theological Union. This has caused all major human official forces to block the borders leading to Jerusalem, whether it is the coastline, air flight routes, or land borders. They have all sent heavy troops to garrison. At the same time, it is also making greater efforts to rectify public opinion on the internet and signs of turmoil in reality. It's just obvious that people's minds have changed under the stimulation of many earthquake-level news these days, and it is already difficult to control. There are large and small turmoil happening everywhere. Only the centralized Longuo, stimulated by these pieces of news, is still safe and sound, without any movement. Even after increasing the benefits of soldiers, the number of soldiers joining the army has skyrocketed. For a time, there were 130 million regular soldiers in the Dragon Kingdom, and nearly 300 million reserve soldiers. There are countless mecha fighters, invincible fighters, special heavy tanks and other killer weapons. The current military strength of the Dragon Kingdom can be said to be unprecedentedly strong. Due to the turmoil in the territory, countless small forces in the surrounding area have asked for help from the Dragon Kingdom. However, Longuo still didn't make any moves, just like a machine, silently mobilizing the power of the whole country to actively prepare for the battle. The major scientific research institutions in the country are also researching the most cutting-edge technological killers day and night. Meshes, 7th generation fighters, ion offensive and defensive cannons, and even super ion annihilation cannons are all produced from scientific research factories one after another. No one knows how far the Dragon Kingdom will develop its military strength with such a powerful force, but this ancient country just keeps silent, accumulating enough power to destroy the world in silence. And when public opinion in human society was in turmoil, in the land of adventure deep in the Arctic, the blizzard still did not stop. How long this blizzard will last, even Su Lin doesn't know. He stood at the entrance of the Cave of Wolves, looking out at the howling cold wind, with serious eyes. Under such a violent snowstorm, those species in the North Pole that have no food reserves and no solid caves may freeze to death alive. Although this makes it easier for wolves to rule the Arctic ice sheet, what good does it do for wolves to rule a lifeless Arctic? Except for the endless ice sheet, it will not provide the slightest boost to the wolves, and it will even hinder the expansion of the wolves. At the same time, I became more determined in my heart. After the blizzard stopped, not only did the wolves have to move, but they also had to make plans to march into Siberia. After looking at the blizzard outside for a while, Su Lin looked away, and glanced again at the group of wolves of different species lounging in the cave. Nowadays, most of the species in the wolf pack cave are elite, and the ordinary species have migrated to other igls and ice caves. During the time when the blizzard was howling, most members of the wolf pack were resting in the cave. Fortunately, the wolves have abundant food reserves. Even if this blizzard lasts for a whole year, the wolves still don't have to worry about making a living. In addition, the purple lynx that Su Lin hunted this time may not have much flesh and blood. However, there are at least 100 tons of black square seal fragments, and these black square seal fragments are enough to support Su Lin's eating for a long time. In the past few days, by eating the flesh and blood of the purple lynx and the fragments of the black square seal, Su Lin also reached the threshold of breaking through again and also found the secret bone in the purple links. This secret bone is the sternum. Surin suddenly intends to devour the energy in this secret bone today, to see how far the energy in this purple link's secret bone can support him on the road of evolution. One must know that the last time, he devoured the secret bones of the Kuanglai Tianying, and was promoted to the 3rd level in one breath. The thrill of the rapid increase in strength is still vivid in his memory. Su Lin returned to his position, and with a thought, he took out a piece of sternum from his original space. The source space can collect items for warming, but ordinary items are not worth the power of the source. After taking out the secret bone, Su Lin didn't hesitate any longer and directly bit the secret bone. Since I have devoured the secret bone once, it is very rare to know the hardness of the secret bone. Mystic bone is generally the hardest part of a new species, not one of them. Su Lin's secret bone is also in the chest, so the chest has become a harder part than the skull. He didn't know whether to swallow the secret bone, this time to form a secret bone again, or completely turn it into vast energy for his promotion. At this time, a stern look flashed in Su Lin's eyes, and the rounds of silver moons on his back flashed again, and began to send a huge source of power to him. Under the rapid transmission of the original power, Su Lin's bite force is also soaring. After many attempts, the sharp fangs finally bit open a crack on the sternum, exuding strong purple fluorescence. Immediately, vast and pure energy burst out from this crack, just like the wing bones of the thundering eagle last time. This energy is not inferior to the energy in the secret bone of the Thunder Sky Eagle, with only a single crack showing. The breath of pure energy quickly spread throughout the cave. With the previous experience, Su Lin did not directly crush the secret bone completely, but concentrated on absorbing the energy in the secret bone from this crack. With the blockage and guidance of the original power, the vast energy in the secret bone, except for a little overflow at the beginning, the rest of the pure energy all came towards Surin. Under the infusion of the rolling energy of the purple secret bone, a series of light gray message prompts popped up in front of Su Lin's eyes. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the secret bone of Xiaoling Tianlin and obtaining 95 evolutionary essences. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the secret bone of Xiaoling Tianlin and obtaining 94 evolutionary essences. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the secret bone of Xiaoling Tianlin and obtaining 93 evolutionary essences. There are dozens of evolutionary essences at every turn, which makes Su Lin quickly break through the current level. But this evolutionary essence is still being obtained non-stop, making Su Lin march towards the threshold of level 25. But soon, with the rapid increase in strength, the pure energy contained in the wolf's body gradually approached the upper limit. It's just that once the secret bone is opened, the pure energy inside is bound to be lost quickly. So Su Lin didn't stop at all, and was still forcibly absorbing it. This made the pure energy start to stir and run wild among the wolf's limbs and bones again. At the same time, under the stimulation, the healing talent is also passively activated. The intense burning sensation also reappeared, which was a warning that the pure energy in the wolf's body had reached its limit. However, in order to obtain the greatest promotion, Su Lin is still forcibly absorbing this energy. Even though the burning feeling is raging, the wolf's body was filled with hot air again, and it began to rise. The heat radiating from the bodies of the wolves and Surin immediately dispelled the coldness in the caves of the wolves, making all members of the wolves feel warm. It's just that because of the gradual absorption this time, Su Lin didn't have the life and death line that was about to be exploded last time. Apart from the intense burning pain all over the wolves and the surge of pure energy in their bodies, they didn't feel much discomfort. During the forcible absorption and endurance, his strength and evolution value are rapidly increasing. That mysterious energy of evolution came at the same time, and began to nourish and imperceptibly improve every cell in the Surin wolf's body. It's just that this time, absorbing the secret bone of the purple lynx, it obviously didn't reshape a new secret bone. In addition to making up for the consumption of Su Lin's last battle with the purple lynx, this pure energy is completely for Su Lin's promotion and breakthrough. With the blessing of this vast energy, and with the passage of time, Su Lin's strength soon broke through level 25, again, marching towards the threshold of level 26. The originally vast pure energy also became thinner as it poured into the wolf's body bit by bit. In the back, the pure energy that was turbulent in the wolf's body gradually became stable and smooth. The passive healing talent gradually stopped, and the dense heat from the wolf's body disappeared. The heat that made the entire cave feel warm like a furnace was also gradually restrained into the wolf's body. In the end, several hours later, after the secret bone energy was completely absorbed, Su Lin's strength stopped at the threshold of level 25. This time, he didn't advance to the third level like last time. After all, as the strength becomes stronger, the pure energy required for breakthrough and promotion becomes larger and larger. Even if this secret bone was the result of the purple lynx killing more than a dozen nearly king-level mutant creatures in Siberia and the pure flower core energy from half of the mutant flower sea, it still only supported him to advance 2 levels. But Surin was content. Because of his genetic promotion, the strength he gained every time he was promoted was unprecedentedly huge, which was completely different from the promotion between different species and new species. Just like the energy in the purple lynx secret bone, if it is an ordinary alien species with more than 20 levels, it can directly support it to climb to almost 37 or 8 levels when the shackles in the body are completely broken. But it's impossible for Su Lin. For him with this energy, it's already very good to raise 2 levels. But in the same way, Su Lin's strength is far beyond that of other species of the same level, let alone alien species of the same level. Even if it is a new species of the same level, homicide is like a pig butcher dog. If Su Lin started to burn the source of life, like a purple lynx, I am afraid that he should be able to compete with the king squid back then. It's just that 2 or 3 years have passed in the blink of an eye, and in the evolution where everything is racing against time, the king squid must have evolved to a new level. At this time, in Su Lin's thoughts, a light gray message popped up in front of his eyes. Ding! Congratulations on being promoted to level 25. After the light gray message appeared in front of him, Su Lin also felt the huge blood value and explosive power in his body billowing like a sea. After 2 consecutive upgrades, whether it is strength, body shape, blood, or claws and fangs, the improvement is very large. Now Surin's silver hair is much thicker again, and the thick hair is layered one after another. Once he enters the fighting state, it is almost equivalent to putting several layers of the strongest armor on him. The claws, which were already like a long sword, also skyrocketed to more than 1 meter. The claws are more than 1 meter long, and the claws are extremely sharp and can be retracted freely. Such long claws can easily cause extreme damage to various different species and new species. Su Lin's body size also skyrocketed again, reaching a height of 34 to 5 meters. As Su Lin got bigger and bigger, the originally spacious wolf cave was a bit small for him. After all, the wolf's body is now standing at a height of 16 or 17 meters, which is equivalent to the height of several floors. With a slight leap, the height is over 100 meters, so this cave of wolves is almost unsuitable for Su Lin to live in. Fortunately, after a while, he led the wolves to migrate. At present, Su Lin's body size of 34 to 5 meters is second to none in the entire wolf pack. Even the invincible tiger, who had recovered from his injuries, looked like a big orange cat in front of Su Lin. Moreover, Su Lin's strength far exceeds his own size. In nature, size often means strength. This rule is not only invalid for red-tailed and purple lynxes, but it is also invalid for Surin, because Su Lin also possesses a bottomless mental power like the tide. Now if he really fights to the point of insanity, if his own combat power, original power, and spiritual power come together, he can tear apart a beast with a size of more than 100 meters. After all, Su Lin develops comprehensively in all aspects, and does not focus on body shape. After the great change in the world, whether it is the alien species gathered by the wolves, or the alien species hunted and killed by Surin outside, he found that they are roughly divided into 3 categories. One type is the normal type of heterogeneity. The stronger the strength, the more shackles they can break free, and the bigger the body. This kind of alien species is the most common, and there are many alien species with strong combat power and talent against the sky, and their strength can far exceed the limit of their size. Among the wolves, the little lone wolf, nighthawk, arctic tern, etc. are all the most powerful among ordinary aliens. The second category is spiritual alien species. This type of alien species is not judged by body size, but only by the amount of spiritual soul power. The stronger the spiritual soul power, the stronger the strength. Purple lynx, red tail, flashing star, moon fox, etc. are all such different species. The third category is the comprehensive heterogeneous species, which often not only contain explosive power in their huge bodies, but also possess powerful spiritual power, and their combat power is the most against the sky. Among the alien species that Su Lin encountered, only the thunder sky eagle and Su Lin, who were regarded as totems by shamanism, belong to this level. Both sides are a combination of spiritual power and physical combat power. As for the power of the source, no matter which type of alien species evolves into a new species, the power of the source will be activated. After being promoted to a new species, the stronger the original power, the stronger the strength will naturally be. Today's Su Lin doesn't have any shortcomings, whether it's physical strength, spiritual strength, or original strength. Remember, new, in a second. In this way of thinking, Su Lin also saw his promoted attribute panel in front of him. Name, Su Lin. Species, New Howling Moon Silver Wolf. Gene level, E. Level 5. Upgrading requires 2000 evolutionary essences. Vitality, 6560. Stamina, 730. Power, 790. Defense, 750. Speed, 600. Extra attribute points, 90. Evolution essence. Dao, talent, concealment, level B. Judgment, level S. Hunting, level S. Healing, level S. Serious Roaring Moon, level S. Light Shelter, level S+. Secret technique, surprise the gap. After being promoted to 2 ranks, Su Lin's strength has undoubtedly been greatly improved. In terms of numerical attributes alone, it is almost 2/3 of that of the king squid back then. As for the speed, it even surpassed it. Do you know how many times? The extra attribute value obtained by this upgrade, Surin still added to the speed as expected. Specialization is one of specialization. If they are dispersed, it is very likely that they will no longer be able to fight and walk. The biggest advantage of this invincible place. After adding the extra attribute value to the speed value will break through 890 points. Such a speed, even if Su Lin does not activate the hunting talent, even if he does not mobilize the original power, he will reach 1200 to 300 meters per second. With such a speed bonus, even the attack power will get a considerable bonus. Movement. The faster the speed, the more power buffs he will naturally get. After reading the numerical attributes, Su Lin once again focused on his talent. The 6 talents are close to him, making his combat power terrifying to the peak. The last time and in the Purple Lynx battle, only 3 talents were used. Serious Zioyo, hunting, healing. When you use it, you will enter the stealth state. Facing high-level opponents, the stealth talent often has unexpected miraculous effects. Next, after reading it, Su Lin looked away. He suppressed the joy of the rapid increase in strength in his heart, and looked again. Have you noticed all the alien species in the wolf pack cave? During this period of time, the growth rate of the alien species in the wolf pack is limited, except for the little lone wolf, jackal, and Arctic tern with great growth potential. But over time, or have many members of the wolf clan been promoted to become different species one after another? Adding up the male and female wolves in the wolf clan, there are hundreds of wolves that have been promoted to become different species. 2 new polar bears of different species have been added to the bear clan, and Selene has given code named Crazy Bear and Blood Patterned Bear. These 2 polar bears also have the numerical attributes of the 16th level peak, coupled with the tenacious vitality of the alien species and the talent they have acquired. They are also considered to be good combat power among the wolves. The Arctic foxes also have a new Arctic silver fox has appeared, but it is still a female Arctic fox. Surin discovered that among the Arctic foxes that can grow into Arctic silver foxes, all of them are female. The fox family, in retrospect, are all female. It can be seen that maybe it is destined in the genes. Only the female Arctic fox has the hope to evolve into the Arctic silver fox. This Arctic silver fox has a very strong potential, and has just awakened to become the Arctic fox. The silver fox, through the flesh and blood of the thunder sky eagle given by the red tail, has grown to level 10 in just a few days. Even if it is different, there are only jackals in the group, maybe it can be compared to 1 or 2, in terms of growth rate. In addition, the awakened talent of this Arctic silver fox is also a spiritual talent that is different from other Arctic silver foxes. Charm talent. This talent can make itself change into various. This extremely charming image can charm thousands of species. After several rounds of internal tests by the wolves, Su Lin found that the success rate of this charm talent is not linked to the opponent's strength. Instead, it is linked to the will and willpower. Even Xiao Wei, Xiao Bai, Yuni Weixong, and even the rock thunderbirds of more than 20 levels lost their minds for a short time under this charm talent, and became puppets at their mercy. But little lone wolf, nighthawk, etc. However, none of the murderous and ferocious alien species was disturbed. Even wolves and mutilated ears were never disturbed. It can be seen that this charm talent can only interfere with weak-minded alien species, but it is still a very heaven-defying talent. If it is used in the right place in the future, it may be comparable to thousands of troops. After all, since ancient times, heroes have been saddened by beauty, and this charming talent is only a sea-level talent, and there is still a lot of room for growth. In view of this heaven-defying talent, Su Lin named the newly born Arctic silver fox Mihu. Mihu became the 4th Arctic silver fox in the wolf pack, and was stronger than Flashing Star and Moon Fox in terms of growth potential and talent. For Mihu, Su Lin generously rewarded 500 caddies of Quang Lei Tianning's flesh and blood for his rapid improvement. He has never been stingy with potential alien species. As for the invincible tiger, although its potential is also among wolves, the first gear is not inferior to little lone wolf, moon fox, charm fox and even Arctic tern, but Su Lin was very displeased when he made a rash move last time. During this period, all food sources for the invincible tiger were cut off. Grind the temper of this invincible tiger. In addition, for the rest of the aliens who went out to look for Su Lin generously rewarded them with 200 to 500 caddies of thunder sky eagle flesh and blood. This is not just a reward for their loyalty, but also to allow them to further enhance their strength. After all, as the mysterious power between heaven and earth becomes thinner, the competition faced by the wolves in the future is bound to become more and more cruel. In the future, Su Lin will not only make up his mind to lead the wolves. The migration of the large army is to enter the Siberian plain. What's more, there is a mysterious iceberg at the extreme, such a thunder that may explode at any time. Therefore, the strength of the top alien species of the wolves must be promoted quickly. Su Lin bestowed the most rewards on the Arctic tern, with more than 1,000 caddies of the flesh of the thundering skyhawk, and a 60-centimeter square piece of black square seal. This is because the Arctic tern is already in the critical period of being promoted to a new species. If the promotion is successful, there will be another new species in the wolf pack after Su Lin and the invincible tiger. During this period of time, all the alien species that came back under the violent snowstorm were also rewarded by Su Lin. Meditation. Are they improving their respective strengths in the cave? Little lone wolf, jackal, Arctic tern, charm fox, red tail, etc. are all steadily improving in strength. At this time, after Su Lin glanced at the cave of wolves for a while, I found the wolf girl, who was doing nothing, or some cubs were clinging to the wolf mother, chirping me. This made Su Lin howl lowly, indicating that the wolf girl took a group of female wolves to go out to patrol the prey. After all, today's wolf's mom is about to give birth, and a new batch of wolf brothers and sisters are about to be born. He doesn't want to look at the wolf mother and waste his energy on the wolf sister, who already has a body size of 6 or 7 meters. And the wolf mother and the wolf father, the potentials are pretty good, and Su Lin also really wants to see how much growth potential his newborn wolf brothers and sisters will reach. Although the wolf girl was a bit reluctant, she couldn't resist in the face of brother wolf's signal. After dawdling for a while, she took the 2 second wolves, the snow-printed wolf and the rabbit-eared wolf, and a group of heterogeneous female wolves to go out watching. After the wolf sisters went out to inspect, Su Lin also came to lie down on the boulder at the entrance of the cave again, watching this unique snowstorm scene in the polar region. During the viewing, Sander, Winsen, Tiffany, etc. are also using a batch of exotic reindeer flesh, adding a lot of seasonings and ingredients, and are making a pot of delicious stew for Surin. They who return these days not only use human wisdom and built igloo for the wolves to shelter from the severe cold, they also use the cooking skills of humans to make delicious food to please the wolf king. Soon the incomparably delicious aroma of stew spread throughout the cave. This group of humans made it for the wolf king. None of them dared to make up their minds. They just glanced eagerly and then looked away. But they couldn't help but close their eyes, wriggled their noses, and fantasized about what was in the pot. The taste of food, especially food, is a fatal temptation in any ethnic group. At this time is quietly passing in the aroma of stewed venison. Time flies. Half a month is passing by in a blink of an eye. The blizzard that has been raging for more than a month in the North Pole has gradually begun to come to an end, and the wind of the blizzard has decreased a lot, but the terrifying cold current from the North Pole has also affected many places. The millions of troops stationed on the Siberian border retreated about 300 miles along the border. After entering a nuclear power plant along the way to heat the backing, they stopped retreating. The remaining 300 miles of residents they have also migrated to the warmer inland. You reading www.uknshu.com, but this cold current has not stopped, and it is still raging everywhere. Even with electric heating, many cities still cannot hold on to this cold current. Yes, there have been reports of skyrocketing electricity prices, and people freezing to death everywhere. Many buildings and defensive positions have also been affected by this terrifying cold current, and they are so frozen that they malfunction frequently. After all, in Great Russia, this cold current has already reached sub-zero 70 to 80 degrees. This temperature can freeze steel very brittle. Under this terrifying cold current, the major human forces are even more unstable, as if they have returned to the scene when the world changed a few years ago. Dominated by the fear of cold weather and natural disasters, many people are preparing to flee to Jerusalem in groups. After all, It is the holy place, in the hearts of religious people, the head altar of the Theological Alliance, and the place where belief exists in people's hearts. This makes the major the forces are more turbulent. Online news about cold snaps and natural disasters has once again appeared on the homepages of major apps and browsers. The latest news is that this cold snap, that has lasted for more than a month, has affected normal life in many cities. Some people froze to death at home one after another in northern Canada, Iceland and other regions. There was also a terrifying cold current near Antarctica again, but it was thousands of nautical miles away, and it never spread to the kangaroo country. Shocking news. After testing by professionals, this cold snap is much weaker than the cold snap a few years ago. It's only moderately red. Don't panic too much. Will the nearby urban residents relocate? Please pay attention to Minxing channel, and professionals will answer for you. The cold snap reappears. Is this another natural disaster coming? The official reply from the Science Alliance is not sure yet, and investigation is underway. Big news spreads wantonly on the internet, especially under the influence of the frightening cold current. Many urban residents, who are too close to the Arctic, are unable to go out to work, so they all express their panic and dissatisfaction on the internet. Public opinion on the internet is rapidly fermenting and spreading. I just want to ask what the authorities are doing. The price of electricity has gone up crazy, to 800 rubles per degree. Is this killing us? The electricity that needs to be consumed every day is at least as high as Baidu. I would like to ask how ordinary citizens can afford such electricity prices. Nowadays, many power stations with insufficient cold protection measures are unable to work, and the demand for electricity has soared, so the price will definitely be expensive. I hope the authorities will quickly make adjustments. Otherwise, our life savings will be lost. This is included in the electricity bill upin.com. All the electricity is supplied to the rich, right? Are we not human? It's okay to be exploited on weekdays, but now that we are almost losing our lives, do we have to force us to fan? At this time, we humans must maintain a united front. The public opinion on the internet is boiling, which has led many power companies in Russia, Baidu and Canada to stand up and express their views, saying that they are working overtime to provide power supply to alleviate the problem of power shortage. Thanks to the endorsement of the power company, public opinion can gradually eased up, but just when the public opinion on the internet was no longer boiling, an official news from the Science Alliance that night caused the entire internet to explode again. All major human forces are paying attention to this news because this is the news about the new Alien Beast Danger Index ranking. This news officially announces the Alien Beast Danger Index ranking and the Exotic Flower Giant Tree Danger Index ranking. The rankings were merged and collectively referred to as the Mutant Creature Risk Index ranking. The Mutant Creature Danger Index ranking also messed up the order of the previous star ratings and redefined the star ratings, and this time the information about mutant creatures was more detailed and specific. In addition to the Mutant Biological Risk Index rankings, there are two major rankings that will also be updated on a large scale. That is the Global Ethnic Group rankings and the new Human Strength rankings. This time the list is the Science Alliance after several years of uninterrupted research and demarcation of data provided by major human powers. It is very detailed and authoritative. Even many new human powerhouses and mutant creatures that are hidden deep have been dug out, which is even more attractive the eyes of most people on the internet. Under the official news of the Science Alliance, all kinds of comments are flying all over the sky for a while. Don't sleep anymore, just wait. I want to see what level the top mutant creatures have reached. Actually, it has nothing to do with ordinary people like us. The real race for hegemony is nothing more than the process of the top mecha fighters and top technology killers of the major forces fighting against these mutant creatures. If we win, we humans will continue to dominate the earth, and if we lose from now on, I will live the same life as my ancestors millions of years ago, drink blood as a feather, and become the blood food of other species. Then it doesn't matter what. Defending the supremacy is everyone's responsibility. See how far our top human beings have reached. Amidst the boiling public opinion on the internet, time is also quietly passing by. Many places that are not disturbed by the cold current are brightly lit. I don't know how many people are waiting for the official release and update of the three major lists by the Science Alliance. As for Siberia and northern Canada, which have been eroded by the cold current, many people are refreshing their mobile phones over and over again in a dark room, just to see the release on this list for the first time. Maybe many ordinary people know that the content on this list has nothing to do with them. It will not change their lives tomorrow in the slightest, but they are still staying up late waiting. While staying up late waiting, the time will soon reach 10 o'clock in the morning. 2 points. The three official lists of the Science Alliance are also officially released. At this moment, Countless netizens from all over the world are frantically crowding into the official website of the Science Alliance to check. As a result, the official website of the Science Alliance was once stuck. This state has lasted for several hours, and it was relieved after the latest batch copied the list and sent the list to other media platforms and apps. And countless people are also engrossed, looking at the latest list released word by word. The list of mutated creature danger index. The first place, bloodthirsty python, the strongest extermination level, ranking in India, with a danger index exceeding 10 stars. The temple has a golden light rising into the sky, and it seems that the Arad has been revived, but they have all become blood-eating pythons. The rest of the impressive record is the captivity of hundreds of millions of people in India, the defeat of 3 million coalition forces of major forces, and tens of thousands of mecha fighters, death in Sheku, and human blood debts. Picture. Second place, giant tree of human skin, strongest extermination level, located in the tropical rainforest, with a danger index of over 10 stars. The latest record is that the branches span hundreds of miles, killing the tropics. There are 13 king-level mutated creatures recorded in the rainforest, including 3 high-level king-level creatures, and 1 extreme king-level creature. The expedition members of the tropical rainforest witnessed it with their own eyes, and took a video to send back the news. The impressive record is the memory and flesh and blood of tens of thousands of human warriors, who once suppressed, killed and absorbed. The human skin covered the entire tree in branches and leaves. It possesses wisdom far beyond human beings. Human words came out from the vibrations of the branches and leaves. Video attachment. Video. Third place, mysterious sea monster, high-ranked extermination level, deep sea, 10-star danger index. The latest record is hunting a group of more than 100 killer whales, including no less than 30 mutated killer whales, and several killer whales have reached high-level king-level combat power. See air amphibious shooting, drone tracking and shooting. The impressive record is killing dozens of submarines and warships, making human warships and merchant ships afraid to go out to the sea, causing huge losses. In addition, the latest shooting has detected a mysterious sea monster, whose real identity is the lion's mane jellyfish. The umbrella-shaped body reaches more than 80 meters, with more than 100 tentacles, and the length of the tentacles is about 700 to 800 meters. Fourth place, king squid, high-level extermination level, deep sea, 10-star danger index. Newest the record is hunting the giant tooth shark in the deep sea, and the rest of the record is unknown, but the energy fluctuations in its body are not inferior to those of the lion's mane jellyfish after being detected by the tracking and shooting equipment in the sea. The giant squid has a body size of more than 400 meters, and it is a well-deserved deep-sea monster. Fifth place, speedy golden wither, world destroyer, ranked in Jerusalem, 10 stars in danger index. The latest record of slaughtering thousands of mech fighters in the air, and the latest record of the 7th generation, a sound of an eagle can be separated from the void by hundreds of miles, shattering great rivers and mountains. Eye-catching achievements. He once suppressed several Air Force brigades, and hunted several king-level birds and beasts in the sky. The latest body size of the super-fast golden wither is more than 30 meters, and the wings on one side can reach hundreds of meters. Attached. Picture. Sixth place, evil mandala, destroyer level, ranked in South China of the Dragon Country, 10 stars in danger index. The latest record is to multiply datura flowers, with a radius of 300 miles. The sea caused no grass to grow in a radius of 300 miles, no human habitation, and all species became its nourishment. The Dragon Kingdom once sent millions of troops to wipe out the datura flower sea, and in the end all millions of soldiers died. The rest of the battle is unknown. Evil the mandala rhizome is as high as 200 meters, and its giant flowers carry a deadly evil breath. This breath is highly poisonous. Ranked in the Indian Ocean, 10 stars in the danger index. The latest record is the destruction of several warships in the Kangaroo Kingdom, the destruction of an aircraft carrier, and the leadership of sharks under his command to dominate the Indian Ocean. The rest of the record is unknown. Cold-blooded megalodon size more than 180 meters. The bite force of the giant teeth is the strongest. 8th place, Antarctic giant insect, world killing level, ranking in Antarctica, 10-star danger index. Level, ranking in Yue Kingdom, 10-star danger index. 10th place, Tiancha monster, world destroying level, ranking in Changbai Mountain, Dragon Kingdom, 10-star danger index. The list of the risk index list of mutant creatures is densely packed, and this time the list is no longer cut off by 100, but instead ranks all the king-level mutant creatures detected all over the world. Therefore, this list has a full 10. It is 2 pages long, which also means that there are at least 1,000 king-level mutant creatures in it. It can be seen from this that in the years of great changes in the world, human beings are under tremendous pressure to defend the status of the overlord of the earth. As for the ranking of the Arctic Wolf King, that caused heated discussions some time ago, it has also been found. Mutant Creature Danger Index List, 19th place, Arctic Wolf King, World Destroying Level, ranking in the North Pole, Danger Index 9.5 stars. The latest record is the purple lynx known as the mysterious Goo King, who traveled thousands of miles, killed through the North Pole and Siberia, and finally killed the enemy. The records include rat eradication, rat king killing, shamanism totem killing, and invincible tiger killing. The Arctic Wolf King is not too hostile to human beings, and the incident of innocent blood slaughtering human beings has never happened, so the risk index star is low. Regarding the ranking of the Arctic Wolf King, it has once again aroused heated discussions on the internet, making many netizens feel a little unbelievable. After all, the fighting power of the world killing level, and the video of the 9-round silver moon turning the sky, and setting off boundless power are still there. People vividly remember. Why is the Arctic Wolf King ranked so low? Its combat power must be at least in the top 13. After all, the 14th ranked American killer Scorpion is close to the world killing strength. Because this is the ranking of the danger index, not the ranking of combat power, the Arctic Wolf King has never caused bloody killings on humans, so the danger index is low. So that's the case. If it wasn't for this world-destroying level of combat power, I'm afraid the Arctic Wolf King wouldn't even be ranked 19th. Hey, with so many world-destroying mutant creatures, where will we humans go in the future? I hope that the newly developed 7th generation warfare, Zero version and Super Ion Cannon, can suppress these terrifying mutant creatures. In the comments of many people on the internet, the popularity of these lists has also become higher and higher, and soon became the most popular posts among all forces in the world. The popularity of the list is the highest at the moment among the new human team in the official high level. These three lists are discussed more often, because ordinary citizens regard these lists, that is, as a topic of conversation. Most of them are right. The future fate of human beings is just a little more bewildered and confused. But as the official high level and a group of new human teams, they really have to bear the brunt of these tyrannical mutant creatures on the list, as well as those who have the opportunity to replace humans and become the terrorist group of the overlord of the earth. At present, all major forces in the world are studying these three lists of the Science Alliance day and night. The major forces on these three lists, the time when the top management received it was not much earlier than the time when it was released on the official website of the Science Alliance. These big figures who are now at the pinnacle of power, look at this extremely detailed list, and their eyes are full of dignity and pressure. In the Great Russia and the Supreme Council Hall, the most powerful figures in the entire power sit around a round conference table in turn. The chief is Putin, who is at the top of power in Great Russia. Putin's current body size is only more than 3 meters. This body shape does not represent how strong he is, but he exudes a pressure that does not match his body shape at all. This pressure makes everyone present feel a little dull in their hearts. Then after coming down, after Putin waved his hand, the detailed analysis charts of these three lists were displayed in front of everyone. A white man wearing gold-rimmed glasses, obviously a senior scholar, also pointed to the huge display in the conference hall. The analysis chart on the screen began to be introduced to a group of top powerful figures in a deep voice. This is the analysis chart of the three lists. After sorting out overnight, we conducted a sorting and analysis of the list of mutant biological risk indexes. I found that there are only more than 50 people who can threaten our territory in Great Russia. The strongest among them is the world-exterminating Arctic Wolf King. The Arctic Wolf King lives deep in the North Pole. If we want to shake our prestige in Great Russia, we can start with a few high-level king-level creatures in the interior. With our current strength and 8 perfect-level mecha fighters as restraints, we can kill high-level king-level creatures. 28lu.com. This researcher with golden eyes, while introducing the analysis diagram to the big shots present, is also making suggestions. After all, as think tanks, their role is to solve problems for these powerful people present. Ordinary citizens are watching. After seeing so many kings on the list of mutated creatures, they almost feel ashamed, as if the world is about to be destroyed. But after their simple analysis, it is clear that there are no more than 5 kings who can threaten Great Russia. More than a dozen. These king-level mutant creatures in Great Russia have always been under the investigation and monitoring of the military. As long as they pay a huge price, most of them can be wiped out. After all, it has been a few years since the world changed. It's not just mutant creatures that are improving by leaps and bounds. Human technology has experienced several qualitative leaps at this critical moment of life and death. 7th generation fighters, perfect mechs, super ion annihilation cannons, etc. can cause effective damage to king-level mutant creatures. But the biggest difficulty now is the Arctic Wolf King, and the two ghost wildcats near the capital. Needless to say, the Arctic Wolf King is the closest extermination-level mutant to Russia. Beast under the howling of wolves. The boundless power of the 9 rounds of Silver Moon across the sky is still fresh in the memory of all the high-level officials in Great Russia. As for the two ghost wildcats, they are wandering around the capital. These two wildcats have troubled the security of the capital for a long time, but they have never been eradicated. They are also the biggest security risk in Great Russia all the time. On the newly released list of mutated biological danger indexes, these two ghost wildcats are also on the list above, and the strength reaches the limit king level, not inferior to the purple lynx that fought the Arctic Wolf King. Next, in the eloquent talk, the strategy planned by the advanced scholars of Jinsei glasses for Pooty and other powerful figures is to make long-range friendship and short-term attack. It was decided to ask Pooty to send Marshal Bolton to the North Pole to negotiate with the Arctic Wolf King. Ordinary elite-level mutant creatures have wisdom not inferior to humans, let alone the world-destroying Arctic Wolf King. Intelligent species can be negotiated as long as they have a thorough negotiation with the Arctic Wolf King. Then they will lose one of the biggest threats in their backs. At the same time, they will be able to spare all their strength to fight against and suppress the mutant creatures in the country. After the voice of this advanced scholar fell to the ground, Bolton, who is a hardliner, was obviously very unhappy. Anyone can see that this marshal who has made great achievements in Great Russia does not want to negotiate with aliens. It's just that the current human, the basic market is shaky. Before there was the threat of theological alliance and the belief in Jerusalem, and then there are countless mutant creatures stalking, so there is an urgent need to eliminate several heavyweight mutant creatures to stabilize the people's hearts. Otherwise, once the people's hearts really collapse, the consequences will be unimaginable. At that time, I am afraid that humans will officially withdraw from the overlord of the earth. Under this unprecedented threat, although Marshal Bolton looked very displeased, Pooty still made a final decision. The strategic decision of long-distance and short-range attack. The person who was sent to negotiate was not Marshal Bolton, but another Marshal Donaldson, who was in command of the Capitol Guard Army. This Marshal Donaldson was over 50 years old, with a simple and honest look on his face smile, but the empty eyelashes and the fleeting gleam in his eyes mean that this is not a simple role. Marshal Donaldson doesn't know whether the negotiations with the Arctic Wolf King will go well, or even if he goes to the North Pole. Is there a life to come back alive? But under the life and death of real human beings, someone has to stand up, and at this time, not only Great Russia is conducting secret talks at the highest level, but other major forces are also unification is conducting secret talks. On the other side of the ocean, in the White Palace, a group of top new human beings, dignitaries, and powerful elders all gathered. Now in the White Palace, there are endless arguments, and many people are blushing. People who are not of my race must have a different heart. All mutant creatures must be exterminated. No one can be left behind. You peacemakers are bastards. You bastards. Mutated creature. But soon his voice was suppressed by one after another of the same weight. Although there are no world-killing mutated creatures near us, the killer scorpions, jaguars, and the North American gray with a population of 100,000 wolves, which one is easy to get along with? Do you think you can fight against these mutated creatures with only the power of intelligence and technology? Ha ha ha. Really short-sighted. This is a bloody life and death struggle between races. Do you still think it's a play? A commander like you should be hacked into pieces. You are not worthy of being a human being. This is a battle of life and death, and we cannot retreat. We have the world's top technological strength, and the number of elite fighters second only to the Long Kingdom. At present, our available soldiers have reached 85 million. There are still 30 million reserve soldiers. Why can't we fight? After arguing for a long time with red faces, the various powerful figures in the White Palace finally managed to unify their opinions. The meeting decided to use all the power of the country to eliminate all mutant creatures in America and Canada. This siege was named the Battle of Destiny because this is a life and death siege, and it is also a tragic confrontation that can determine whether human beings can still stand on top of the world. In India, many nobles drooped their heads and said nothing. There were only a few new human nobles who had witnessed the true power of the bloodthirsty python and escaped by chance. They all said tremblingly, "Run away. Let's run away and give India to that python. Let's give it to that group of snakes. They are not something we can contend with. That's Buddha." The Buddha was swallowed whole by that giant python. We can't compete. We can only wait to die. We can only wait to become the blood food of the python. We humans are finished. The nuclear bomb was launched, and the coalition forces of the major forces were also called. We also organized hunting for bloodthirsty pythons again and again. All the perfect level mecha fighters were killed in battle, and all the 7th generation fighters were destroyed. Is there anything we can use to fight the bloodthirsty python? Let's escape and keep the last spark of India. Kangaroo country. Not only are cold-blooded megalodon sharks appearing around us, but there are also giant Antarctic insects behind us, surrounded by 2 world-killing alien beasts. The military strength of the kangaroo country is simply not enough. You was it the first day. You knew we were surrounded by 2 world-destroying beasts. Why are you so timid? Even if there is any force that asks for help, can it reach out to save us? The Science Alliance is really ruthless. These 3 lists directly tore off the peaceful and prosperous world that the major forces whitewashed, and they didn't communicate with us in advance. How angry. Many rich people have fled to Jerusalem by plane. Let's confiscate their wealth and use it to buy and build the latest technological weapons to enhance our military power. At this time, many countries have come up with their own strategies, but except for the truly powerful forces, most of them decided to abandon their people and flee. For a while, Jerusalem became the capital of faith for people to flee. No, the few dignitaries and high-level executives of various industries are fleeing to Jerusalem. The strength of Jerusalem and the Theological Alliance. Along with the number of people fleeing, the strength is also rising rapidly. But these things in human society, Su Lin, who is far away in the place of adventure, in the depths of the North Pole, doesn't know. Now the blizzard in the North Pole, which is drifting and whistling, has finally stopped gradually. After the blizzard, Su Lin can clearly feel the mystery between heaven and earth. The power is also getting thinner. This means that the dark era that is about to start is getting closer and closer. So the wolves must seize this time and develop rapidly. During this time, Surin has known he was stingy, and rewarded the most potential alien species, such as Little Lone Wolf, Red Tail, Charm Fox, and Jackal, with a few pieces of black square seals, in order to allow them to maximize their strength. Yesterday, the Arctic tern lived up to Sulin's expectations, and was successfully promoted to level 32. It also officially brewed its original power, and evolved into a new species. Its strength ushered in a qualitative leap, becoming the wolf pack Relay Sulin, and the 3rd new species after the invincible tiger. The 32-level Arctic tern is now 40 to 50 meters in size when it spreads its wings. When it really spreads its wings, it looks even bigger than Sulin. In addition, Su Lin checked the strength attributes of the Arctic tern yesterday, and it has already surpassed the original golden lemming, and also has 4 talents, which can already be called the well-deserved overlord of the sky. In addition to numerical attributes and talents, Arctic terns also have an advantage that golden lemmings cannot match, and that is air supremacy. Even for new species, air supremacy is extremely important. New species like Sulin and purple lynx are only after being able to leap into mid-air, use the vigorous mental strength to support the body for a short period of time, to fight in the air. But if you want to truly gain the air supremacy like a bird, the current level of strength is not enough. Besides, the origin of the Arctic Yanu, the power is light red, with a burning sensation, and it also has the effect of preventing wounds from healing. Now that it has been promoted to become a new species of Arctic tern, it has the ability to overwhelm the Little Lone Wolf, and has become the wolves Relay Surin and Invincible Mung, the strongest after the tiger. Even the invincible tiger and Arctic tern can go through 100 moves without losing. After all, it has the right to dominate the air, and the invincible tiger who wears first-class mechs and shatters within a few days can only look at the sky and sigh. During this period of time among the wolves, apart from the successful breakthrough of the Arctic tern, there are other different species one after another. Breakthrough, Little Lone Wolf broke free from a shackle again, and was promoted to mid-level 27. Red Tail also reached at level 25. A new spiritual talent has also been awakened, which is the mental mirror image cast by the purple lynx. It's hard to break through the talent of mental mirroring. The jackal has also officially broken through level 20, and the talent against the sky, Hymn of Death, has even reached level A+, ranking first among female wolves in strength. Except for them, Little Gray, Wolf Dad, Nighthawk Wenxiong, Xiao Bai, Wolf Sister, Gray Little Wolf, etc. have all made some progress one after another. The strength of the entire wolf pack is also steadily improving. One of the wolves in the pack, the growth potential of the different species, is also gradually revealed during the growth. Little Lone Wolf, Red Tail, Arctic Tern, Jackal, Charm Fox, etc. are in the first gear of monster growth potential, and their growth potential is not inferior to Invincible Ming Tiger. If nothing happens in the future, it will be promoted to become a new species. It can even go a long way on the road of new species, and become the real dominant powerhouse in this world. As for Father Wolf, Nighthawk, Little Gray, Gray White Little Wolf, Little White, Wolf Girl, moon fox, ice bear, warm bear, etc. Although these alien species are also improving, the speed of breaking free from the shackles in the body is getting slower and slower with the improvement of strength, and it is almost the same as not in the top echelon of the wolf pack. So Su Lin intends to focus on the resources of the wolf pack, such as little lone wolf, red tail, Arctic tern, jackal and charm fox. The strong are always strong. As the dark era draws closer, Surin must also select a few strong alien species from the wolves that can stand alone. Otherwise, once he leaves the wolves, all the species in the wolves will become the other strong species, the easy-to-get pure blood food in the eyes of hunters. In this thought, Surin no longer hesitated and began to howl to gather all the wolves. After Sander led tens of thousands of humans to join the wolves again, the number of each part of the wolf pack expanded to 50,000 people. Once they all gathered together, the formed formation stretched for more than 10 miles, which was quite spectacular. Among the 10 wolves, the human tribe has the largest number, with a total of more than 30,000 people. These 30,000 people were divided into 10 field teams, one straight team and one team by Sander. The team, in addition, the more than 30,000 people have witnessed the brutal execution of the wolves, and they have long since lost the slightest thought of daring to rebel, and during this period of time, they also ate the most delicious venison and musk deer among the wolves. Beef. Since Sander brought back a lot of seasonings and utensils from the last purchase, the meat this time was cooked, and a lot of blood and minced meat of different species were put in. In the eyes of other species in the group, it is worthless, but it is different in the eyes of this group of humans, because this group of humans is similar to Sander back then, and has never enjoyed any trace of pure energy. So these stews mixed with blood and minced flesh of different species, it becomes extremely delicious and precious to them, especially the blood and minced flesh of some golden lemmings, which makes this group of human beings, who have never even eaten the flesh and blood of other species, feel that it is extremely delicious. The resistance to the wolves in my heart disappeared. After all, after returning to human society, they are just cannon fodder earning a fixed salary. As for the life of a happy family, for a group of bottom-level soldiers like them, it is also a kind of extravagant request, because the society after the world has changed. It is no longer a peaceful and prosperous age. In this era, powerful people occupy countless resources, and women and material life have been insulated from this group of low-level soldiers. So now this group of soldiers has long since lost any nostalgia for their original life, and during this period of time, many of these humans have evolved into alien species. These alien species were also reused by Sander and incorporated into the T-Team. Humans who entered the T-Team, both in terms of status and treatment, are much better. This makes this group of humans also see the hope of struggle, and at the same time, they have a stronger sense of belonging to the wolves. Now there are 10 wolves, except for the one where the little gray wolf guards the ice cave. The other 9 are all assembled. Tens of thousands of tribes, stretching for more than 10 miles. The momentum is huge. The wolf body is already 16 or 7 meters tall, leading 2,000 male wolves, located in the first section on the left column. Male wolves have always been given the best treatment among wolves, keeping pace with the Arctic fox clan. With generous treatment, the growth of male wolves is also at the forefront of the wolf pack. There are more than 2,000 male wolves, and now there are 500 of them that have fully evolved into alien wolves, fan wolves, broken ears, etc. They are all the strongest among the second wolves, and they also have strength attributes of level 16 or 7. The strength of the male wolf can be said to be the best in the entire wolf pack, except for the male wolf. The rest of the female wolves, the Arctic wolves Fox, Asuka, Wolf Father Wolf Mother, Little Hui, Nighthawk, Xiaobai, and the humans led by Sander also gathered together one after another. They looked up at the place with incomparable respect and enthusiasm in their eyes. Daya's huge figure on the snow slope, just the power of the other minions, obviously not as strong as the male wolf one. Next, after Su Lin inspected condescendingly for a while, he signaled the members who stayed behind in the land of adventures to come out. Hundreds of wolves, bears, birds and thousands of humans have escaped from the majority. This group of wolves and a little gray and white wolf will guard the land of adventure in the future under the leadership of the little lone wolf. Although the current strength of Arctic Yanu has surpassed that of the little lone wolf, but Su Lin still has not changed his choice, because the land of adventure is the rear base camp of the wolves, and its importance to the wolves is self-evident. Guarding, you can't make any mistakes in choosing the place of adventure. You can only use your most trusted confidant. Arctic Yanu has also made a lot of contributions to the wolves, and even pulled out the Asuka clan from scratch, but in Su Lin's heart, he is still far from being able to compare with the little lone wolf, and the Arctic Yanu is used to hiding, and does not fight or grab on weekdays. Such a character is not suitable for guarding one side. At this time, because the wolves had already completed the division more than a month ago. So with Surin's long howl, the members guarding the land of adventures all left quickly. The whole wolf camp did not have the slightest turmoil. Su Lin stood on the snowy slope, looking down at the huge pack of wolves, and there was a flash of reminiscence in his eyes. After all, when he led the pack of wolves to conquer the north 3 years ago, the pack of wolves was only mere 200 or 300 wolves and 20 or 30 bears. The aliens were no more than 11. But now the wolves have gone through 3 years and have already been completely reborn. In the entire Arctic ice sheet, most of the species have all gathered in the wolves. The wolves under Sulin's command have become the uncrowned kings of the Arctic ice sheet. After being reborn as a wolf, his first goal of dominating the North Pole has been officially accomplished. Next, when all the members of the pack of wolves, stationed in the land of adventures, came out and stood behind the little lone wolf, Su Lin didn't hesitate any longer. Accompanied by a loud, clear and penetrating howl of wolves, the huge pack of wolves, under his command, officially started their long-distance migration with great fanfare. Chirp! Nighthawk let out a long cry, and it led all kinds of different species under its command to open the way for the wolves to stand in front of them. The Nighthawks have a variety of different species, including birds and beasts with strong combat power and skillful coordination. As a striker, even if you encounter alien species with more than 20 levels, it can be hunted and killed under the swarming hunting. After the Nighthawk and the alien species, under its command, took the lead, the rest of the wolf pack followed and began to follow slowly, walking towards the south. In the eyes of each member, they all have nostalgia and reluctance for the land of adventures. After all, any species does not want to step out of its long-term comfort zone. Even the old members of the wolf pack have already regarded the land of adventures as their home after 3 years, and they are about to be indifferent to the southern territory. But the order of the Wolf King is the rule of law in the wolf pack, and no member will question or object. At this time, Su Lin looked at the migrating wolves, and also looked away from the members of the wolf pack. Take it back, then climb up to the far north and look far away. There is endless contemplation and solemnity in a pair of light blue wolf eyes. The mysterious iceberg in the far north has always been a part of Su Lin's heart. There are several extraordinary powers and exotic flowers, and plants containing countless pure energies. Even though it has been a long time, Su Lin still has not forgotten. Not only did he send the Asuka clan and the Arctic Fox clan to keep watch around the mysterious iceberg. Even some time ago, Su Lin personally went there to explore the mysterious iceberg again. He found that the extraordinary energy in the iceberg became more and more terrifying, and the aftermath of the energy spilled out from the 10,000-meter iceberg, forming an energy shield. This energy shield is also very powerful, enough to isolate 30 levels of the following variants. Enter. From this, it can be imagined that the confrontation between the several supernatural forces in the mysterious iceberg was extremely fierce. It's just that they are isolated by the energy shield, and Su Lin also wants to watch the fire from the other side for a while to see what's inside the mysterious iceberg. Among the several extraordinary forces, which side will be the winner in the end, so he will continue to let go of the mysterious iceberg. Now the first thing to do is to improve the strength of himself and the wolves. As long as the strength is strong enough, whether it is the mysterious iceberg or the top new species and ethnic groups of this era, they can be fearless. In this kind of thinking, after looking at the extreme north for a while, Su Lin retracted it. Then the migration began with the pack of wolves. The little lone wolf, the little gray wolf, the silver moon, the broken ear, the fan wolf, and other alien species stationed in the land of adventures also howled, and howled with the Wolf King. Don't forget, there is reluctance to leave the Wolf King in his eyes, but Su Lin didn't miss it too much. He just signaled Redtail to consign the spirit power to the broken black square seal, leaving more than a dozen pieces for the little lone wolf. After doing all this, Su Lin took a deep look at the little lone wolf, then turned and left the land of adventures. The huge wolf body gradually drifted away, and the little lone wolf, gray and white little wolf, Yinayu, Fanlang, Kenner, etc. all stood in place, watching the Wolf Kings leaving back for a long time, until the Wolf King's figure disappeared from sight, and their eyes flickered. There was a sense of loss, because except for the little lone wolf, who once guarded a territory alone, the rest of the members have almost never been separated from the Wolf King since they joined the wolf pack. Now that there is no invincible and suppressing Wolf King, I feel more or less uncomfortable in my heart, and the once strong sense of security has also been weakened a lot. Only Fanlang and Song, who were originally under the command of the little lone wolf ears, and other alien species recover faster. After all, even if the Wolf King is gone, there is still a little lone wolf. The little lone wolf, who has been leading the male wolves, is so powerful in their hearts. It's just that except for the wolf clan, The feeling of disappointment in the other tribes has lasted for a long time. At this time, the mighty pack of wolves was marching in the Arctic ice field after the snowstorm. There were night hawks attacking the road ahead, and this migrating road had been cleared long ago, so the road was unimpeded. Some time ago, Su Lin also ordered Xiao Hui to go to the former territory to find a cave to live in again. After all, the cave on the high mountain could only house dozens of wolf pack members. If there were more, it would be extremely crowded. Xiao Hui found several caves, 3 of which were used by Su Lin as food storage caves. There was only one very spacious cave, where Su Lin located the elite wolves to live. Gu is a kind of high mountain, with a flat and wide top. This kind of high mountain is not only spacious and open at the top, but also surrounded by steep cliffs. Su Lin chose Gu as the place where the elite wolves lived. On the one hand, it was because of the steep cliffs on all sides. Except for birds, it was difficult for more than 10 levels of alien species to go up, and the safety was extremely high. Gu is one of the several towering mountains in the Southern Territory. With Su Lin's eyesight, he can almost see the area with a radius of 100 miles. It can even be said that in the Southern Territory, as long as Su Lin wants to, you can vaguely see the place of adventure, guarded by the little lone wolf. But the mountain has a disadvantage, that is, there is no shelter from the wind. Once there is another month-long blizzard like the previous period, the entire elite wolf pack will suffer to no small blow. But Su Lin gave this to Sander. Sander has sent someone to contact Flashing Star again, asking him to use Mold's identity to secretly purchase a batch of the strongest building materials. He will lead the humans under his command to build a defensive palace for the wolves that is dozens of times stronger than a natural mountain. In addition to the defensive palace on the mountain, Sander also built dozens of fortifications that are easy to defend and difficult to attack around the wolves according to the terrain. These fortifications will be the places where the members of the wolves live. This is also what Sander has long wanted to do because he has long since truly returned to the wolves, so he naturally hopes that the territory within the wolves' range will be impenetrable. Besides, when the Wolf King ordered the relocation, Sander also already understood the true intention of the Wolf King. Sitting on the North Pole, the wolf looks at the world. Otherwise, if the Wolf King just wants to settle down in a corner, then just sticking to the land of adventure will be done once and for all. The land of adventure is rich in water and grass, food is abundant, and the prey raised in captivity can support the consumption of the entire wolf pack. Now that it has moved here, it has been proved that the Wolf King has a plan to step out of the North Pole. The Wolf King's plan makes Sander's blood boil because the number of human tribes under his command is now as high as 30,000. He naturally wants to set up a bigger. Thanks to him, he also wants to have the status of the alpha wolf in the wolf pack, second only to the Wolf King. And only large-scale bloody confrontations and conquests can get enough credit for promotion, and Sander also has a very strong interest in stepping out of the North Pole. He has long wanted to see those who are usually high and indifferent. What kind of wonderful performance will the big man have when facing the arrogance of wolves?
Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.